Hello, and welcome back, Visionary family, to another live with your lady visionary. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate every single one of you. All the support I've been getting has been amazing, has been overwhelming at times, but I just want to say thank you to every single one of my subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate all the love and support I'm getting because I must say, like, I didn't expect this level of support and encouragement on YouTube. So it is really sort of mind blowing, the support that I'm getting, the emails, like the encouragement. It's just been wow, it's just been really mind blowing. I'm seeing some of you now joining the live stream. I just want to say thank you guys so much and welcome. How are you all doing? How are you all doing? Let me know in the comments. We'll take some time before we actually go on to our topic today. I'm really interested to hear all your views and opinions on this particular topic. I know that it has been circulating around social media. A couple of days ago, someone actually sent me um, the article on this topic where, the Chinese man has become a chief in Ghana. I think there was a similar story again in Nigeria. To be honest, there's been a lot going on, so I haven't been able to really catch up in terms of exactly what is going on. But I remember when I got the article about this particular Chinese man in Ghana, I was just like, what? What? I need to discuss this. I was about to jump out of my bed and film. And then I was like, you know what? I want to do a live discussion because I really want to hear from my people and what they have to say regarding this topic. So, um, welcome. I'm seeing more of you join the live stream. Thank you guys so much for joining. I really appreciate that. We're just going to wait for a few more to join. And obviously, those who are listening after the live stream has ended, then they'll have to just, maybe fast forward a little bit. But there will be a slight delay. So please bear with us. And everyone that's coming in to the live stream, thank you guys so much. Just before we get into the topic, which is on the screen, as I said, I do want to hear from you guys. So please, I want this to be a discussion. I want you guys to participate. I won't be on for very long. I'm thinking half an hour or maybe 45 minutes. We'll see how everything goes. But I don't expect to be on for too long. So please, when I send out the link, please, come and join immediately if there's anything you want to say. Again, welcome. I'm seeing you all in the chat. I will greet you guys shortly. Whilst you're here, please do give this stream a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. And if you could share it to your social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is, just share it so more people can join us on this particular topic today. Also, I just want to take the opportunity to really just talk about the Africa Rising investment funds. I always talk about it here on the platform because it's an initiative I started this year during the lockdown. I wanted to create something that would support young people in Rwanda. So the Africa Rising investment funds, where the young people can pitch their business ideas, and we will sort of support them with financially with an amount of between 100 to £1,000 to support their businesses. So the problem on the ground, which I've always said, is that young people, there are many on the continent, and especially in the rural settings, the young people tend to be neglected. They're the ones that people tend to forget about them. So this particular initiative is targeting young people in the rural setting. So you can go ahead and support. We have a GoFundMe page as well, where you can basically donate on there, or you can donate via our PayPal. Okay, so that's ways that you can support us, is by sharing the stream, donating to our Africa Rising Investment Fund via PayPal or via the GoFundMe link. So yeah, guys, more of you are here. I know. Let's greet you guys as we wait for some more people to join. We've got Norma Nelson. Hello, hi. She's saying hi, Lady Visionary. Hello to you. Welcome. I'm the lady who wants to come to live in Rwanda. Yes, welcome. Rwanda's beautiful. Rwanda is wonderful, as they say. So yeah, it's I'll definitely recommend it as a place that you can come and live and be comfortable and bring a contribution as well. I think you'll really enjoy it. You really enjoy Rwanda. Rwanda is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So Black Mamba is saying greetings, Lady Visionary. Hello, hello, hello to you. Hello, and welcome. And those of you who are still in the chat, feel free to greet us. And we don't bite here, so please go ahead and just comment in the comment section. I also want to say that it's my birthday coming up on the 18th of September. I'm really excited. Another year. I'm still alive. Yes. I'm really grateful. The lockdown and the whole corona has been a bit crazy, but we've just all had to kind of adapt and push through. So I'm here. We've got Kathy Robinson in the building. She's saying, hi, cuz. That's my cousin. Hello and welcome. I think this is the first time you're here on one of my lives. So thank you and welcome. I hope I'll see you again. So the topic today is Chinese man becomes a chief in Ghana. What is going on? We just want to know that. But before we get onto that, sorry, I was saying that it's my birthday on the 18th of September, and I was on the road, or I'm on the road to achieving 2,000 subscribers. I think we're nearing 1.5k. For me, it's a big achievement. I really do appreciate every single one of my subscribers. I really don't take that for granted. So, please help me to get to the 2k subscribers, again, just by, liking, showing your support and sharing. So those of you who are listening in now, if you could just share this stream, I'd really appreciate it. That's how the information really, just gets disseminated out there, and more people are able to learn about my platform and, share it and so on. So that's how the platform expands, is when people share my content. So I really do appreciate that support that I'm getting from every single one of you. Kathy said, yes, you're welcome. So yes, you're also welcome as well. So tell me where you're all listening in from. If you could let me know where you're all listening in from, that would be great. I just also want to talk about my, I'm now offering consultancy service for those who are interested to invest or relocate to Rwanda specifically. I've put the email on the screen. So if you do want to, have a discussion and just talk through, then, do send me an email. I know I'm overwhelmed at the moment with so many different emails coming through, but I've had to kind of, sift through the email, because I know many of you are very, very serious, but we do have the odd few who are time wasters, and we do not have time for that. So if you're serious about relocating and moving to the continent and investing specifically in Rwanda, then please do go ahead and reach out to me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm seeing you all joining here. Where are you listening in from? Please let me know. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead and like the stream. We're about to get into this topic. It's a hot topic. I know it's trending here on YouTube, but that's not the reason why I'm bringing it. The reason why is because I feel like, I need to add my contributions. There's many of us who also want to maybe add our contributions. I feel like the more of us that come together and, voice our opinion on the topic, because many people think that the Black community, that we are sleeping. That's often some of the comments that you may get from some of the trolls, or they believe that, like the Black community, they don't have what it takes to really move Africa forward in the right direction. So they believe that the people such as the Chinese and other races are the ones that should be left to take control of Africa for us, because they know more, or they have a higher IQ than us. So we should just sit on the bench and let them, do what they need to do with the continent. And, more of us from the diaspora, continental Africans, we are rising up and we are uniting. There definitely is a movement, and we're not sitting back, we're not relaxing, and we're not just going to let people just take over. For so long, for decades upon decades, we have been just left in in a situation where we're not benefiting enough from the continent. State of poverty, everybody has been grabbing from the continent, everybody has been benefiting from the continent. Many have said that a lot of our leaders are not making the right deals that really benefit us. So we really need to, this is the time, and it's definitely happening. We are uniting and we are coming together, and we are saying, look, we are not sleeping, we are awake, and you need to move out our way, because we are not going to allow you to do whatever you like with the continent. So now it's a really amazing time. I can't really say, but there's a lot of joy within me that I'm seeing. Like, even like the YouTubers that are out there putting out amazing content and sharing a different narrative of Africa, because for so long we have been sold a very negative picture here in the West, in the Americas. And many YouTubers are bringing a positive story to the forefront, and that's really exciting to see. That really excites me, and I'm a part of that as well. As a content creator, I'm also bringing stories about Africa, specifically Rwanda. I'm also discussing issues on the content, but also how we can bring about solutions, because so many, and that's a problem I think amongst the Black community, is that we're often able to identify the problems, and actually the problems on the continent, they're not new, but so we keep kind of regurgitating the same problems, but we're not actually bringing forth solutions. So that's what I encourage my viewers and my subscribers. Instead of thinking about the problems, how can we bring solutions to the continent? We're seeing our brothers and sisters relocating to the continent, and that's amazing. We're seeing people who are investing on the continent, who are creating jobs on the continent, and who are saying, like, seeing what the Chinese are doing, for example. And I just want to say that this, what I'm creating here, what I'm talking about here, is not to promote hate against the Chinese people, but rather to raise awareness about what is going on, because many think that we Africans, we the Black community, have been sleeping, and now we're waking up and people are hearing about it. And that's definitely what needs to happen. We need more of us to join force and support the continent, support Africa. So I'm just overwhelmed, and I do feel that there's more change to come. I do see you in the backstage. Please bear with me. I also want to invite more people to come in and speak on the topic. So basically, many of you would already know that there was a chief that was installed. I think his name is Sun Chiang, I think. He was installed in Ghana. I know this has caused a lot of outrage, but he was installed as a development chief. I think he's made investments in the Eastern African region of Ghana, and he was given a traditional name. I've got it here, Barima Kofi Ayabo Afo, if I've pronounced that right. And but some are saying, well, this is not the first time this is happening. Why are so many people from the diaspora, talking about this? This is not the first time. I will bring you in shortly, and please bear with us. So people are saying, like, this is not the first time. Why is there so much outrage? Others are saying, well, Black people have been sleeping, continental Africans have been sleeping, people from the diaspora have been sleeping. And now that, you're having foreigners, do it, you're complaining. In actual fact, why aren't we the ones who are going to the villages and, investing so we can be the ones that are installed? So people, you have that argument. So let's hear from Ronell, who's in the back, what they have to say regarding this particular topic. Hello and welcome, 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 welcome.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm doing very well, very well. Welcome.
Thank you for this platform again. I want to congratulate you for keeping these lives up and these discussions. Um, Today, the question is about this Chinese man who became a development chief in
Correct.
Ghana and the outrage that it is creating. I, for one, doesn't think it requires this amount of outrage.
Okay.
Like you said everything. Like when I saw the announce of your life yesterday, I directly rushed because I already heard things like that, but I did not take attention to it. So I rushed to my sources, and they gave me the information that you just said. So this is a township, like a township that is also a traditional kingdom. So it is a township that is both, because we have that in Africa. We have regions that are kingdoms, but on top of that you have townships. So these kingdoms needs to develop themselves. So they are attracting foreign direct investment. So they are calling for foreign direct investment of any form. And whenever you come there with enough money and enough projects, they give you a title to it's like a way to flatter you. It's like a way to it's a flattery thing, right? It's not even a traditional chiefdom. So he is not a traditional chief. He doesn't have traditional powers. He cannot say anything in the in the way the city is managed. This is just some honorary thing. Like people get honorary PhDs. Like, for example, I have a friend from Hong Kong who, before these problems were happening, was telling me that he was working hard to get 200 $200,000, because with $200,000 you can effectively buy citizenship in the US as an investor. So if you have 200,000 US dollars now, you go to the US and you say, okay, I want to invest. Because you are an investor, you can easily get your citizenship, and that is almost in almost all of the West countries. In countries like France, it even goes further. They give you notability medals, like the Légion d'honneur, Légion de Vaillance. So they give you honorary titles. So this is something that happens all over the world. All the nations and kingdoms are doing that. So you don't expect small nations within African countries to not do that, especially that this is probably their only comparative advantage in terms of this type of nice thing. They cannot give, people are not begging to have the nationality of that township, for example. So
But some of what I've seen is that people are outraged that the villagers were carrying this man on their shoulders, but also people are saying, is this neo-colonialism? And they're concerned about what the Chinese have been doing in Africa, and feeling like Chinese are trying to take over Africa. So what would you say? Because there seems to be a lot of concerns about
yes,
China in Africa.
I agree totally. There is a big concern, and first, you are totally right. This image was the image that you put. Actually, that is what triggered me. I have to say things like I could have read the word and would be like, okay, this I've already heard this highlight, but that image really triggered me. I was like, okay, is this back to colonialism time? What is happening? and I believe and I feel in my soul that that was too much, right? Um, I have seen introduction of intronization. I don't know Ghana. I'm from Cameroon, so I've seen intronization of traditional kings, old chiefs die. I don't like the word chief because these are kingdoms to me, and chiefdom is like a way. It was a way for the colonizer to like reduce the importance of your kingdom, so they called it a chiefdom. So these old kings will die. I say king, but people should think chiefs if they want. When old kings will die, like the young kings will be put into place, and this will not happen. The population will not carry this. The citizen there of that kingdom will not carry the new chief on their shoulders. Why is this happening for this Chinese man?
Exactly,
My
exactly. So
my
why
my
is that?
guess is that.
People are saying, why is he got like he's been given, like preferential treatment? Like, you
Mhm,
know, this man looks very, very comfortable. And for me, I felt like it was a little bit symbolic in
uh-huh.
terms of like, he's up there and he's on their shoulders, and it was like representing China's rule over Africa.
No, I think something different. I get to why you think what you will think like that, and it's also understandable. It's a shocking image. I'm not saying that this thing should happen again, but I think I understand where it stems from. There is a lot of there is a lot of fantasy about Africa, right? So whenever this, especially the Asian from the Asian world, there is a book called A Personal Matter by Kenzaburo Oe. It's a Japanese man. So I don't want to get into the details of that book, but in that detail, that Japanese man is like having a disastrous life in Japan, and Africa looks to him like an exit, a way where the exotism will and the kingship will like make him reach new heights. So I believe that some of these foreign direct investors that come from these faraway lands, and who go in the and they go in the countries in places where we African doesn't want to go. So they go in the rural places, they go into the peripheries. They have these dreams, and probably they are discussing that with the people there, and the people there just feel like, okay, since they have like helped us so much, maybe we were suffering here with some health issue that was really really dramatic, and then these guys came and with all their capital, which is their goods and services, they changed this life, and they feel like, okay, let us put this show on for him. So for me, this is a show. It is
I
a
see, I
show
understand.
that
And
is
it's
coming.
interesting that you say that, there's some like foreigners who are willing to go to the peripheries, like areas that people don't want to go. And there was another argument that actually said that, we, the continental Africans or people from the diaspora, these are the things that we should be doing, but we're making way for others to come and do that, and then being carried on the shoulders of
Exactly. That is because we don't see the same thing as sexy. We see as sexy the Western way of life. These people see as sexy this rural. Of course, they don't want to stay there for all their lives, but they want to have this impression, this exotism impression. Like I went. So it is the same thing as the safaris. Why are the safaris interesting much? I lived in Cameroon for almost all my life, most part of my life. I was not interested in animals. I went to the zoo once and I thought that this was like I did not catch up with it. But there are people who are really spending a lot of money once a year to go to these safaris. There is a safari park in North Cameroon called Waza, and they are going there every year. And right now, with the COVID, people are even launching video safaris. So they are locals are going there and taking images, live streams, so that those people can pay to access those live streams. So this is something that is really attracting these people. So um, now there is, if you want to give honorary titles that exist everywhere, so we cannot like blame the chiefdom, the kingdom. Now putting on a show to satisfy the fantasies of these people should be like controlled. Like there should be somebody telling them that there are symbols that cannot be perpetuated. Okay, so if this man wants to feel great, let us build him like a, I don't know, a big chair, a very big chair, so that he can sit there and feel happy in a very big banquet, and that is it. the symbol like carrying him is not like something that we can still do.
I think people are kind of worried that, other maybe Chinese or other foreigners may see this as an example, and also try to emulate that. And
Definitely.
especially we've heard so many horrific stories about how Africans are being treated, also like in China, when
Mm-hmm.
stories about coronavirus, and then you had like stories in Kenya where the worker was actually whipped by a Chinese manager
Mm-hmm.
being late to work. So they're saying like this is it's putting that out there that they can do maybe whatever they want to
Exactly.
African
Exactly.
people. So
This
we
is
have to be careful, because I think people would argue that why many black people are in the situation that we are in is that because we have allowed so many foreigners to just come in and to do as they like for so long. But it's time that we actually stood up and said enough is enough. We're not going to allow you to do this to our continent. We're definitely not going to allow you to do that to our people. As I
I
said, I'm
understand.
against the Chinese. I am for my people, and I'm for the leaders making the right decisions that benefit our people. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
for us uniting and actually going to those peripheries, because I think we're starting to wake up now, people from the diaspora, continental Africans.
Mm-hmm.
And we're starting to mobilize, and people are relocating to the continent, investing. So it is the start of something amazing, but obviously, and it's going to take time. But people are there before us who are foreigners, who have money and are
Mm-hmm.
investing for their own interest on the continent. So
I
something I
get
wanted to say as well is that I think the Chinese have invested to this date more than $60 billion in Africa alone, if not more. They've created infrastructure,
mm-hmm.
roads, hospitals, and so on. And obviously, for them, they want to be a developing economy, and they feel like Africa is the way to do that. We all know that Africa has been the past, the present, and the future, and so
Mm-hmm.
many have been grabbing, and so many of us are waking up now, and we're like, no, we're not going to allow this.
I understand. I
Yeah.
have. You're totally right. I agree with you. I just want to like add two little points to like. One point is to confirm one part of what you're saying, and one point is like a guidance, like something that I'm afraid I'm seeing to happen. So you are right. When this type of image come up, um, then these foreigners who are living on the continent feel like they can do everything, like whip their workers. This is very bad,
Yeah.
and they can do this. This is something that needs to be fought like highly, and it is us, the African people, who has to do that. But I want to say that these fantasies about Africa does not only exist in foreign, it's in foreign people, like people from these Asian people, for example. I
Mm-hmm.
want to say that, and I'm very sorry to say it here, is that in within some parts of the African diaspora, and by African diaspora I mean the sixth region of Africa,
Mm-hmm.
right? The Africans that we lost because of slavery,
Mm-hmm.
right? Within this group of people, there is also this type of fantasies, which I see to be translated in movies like Beyonce movie Black is King, for example, Lion Kings. There is still this type of fantasy happening, and I've seen with my own eyes one of my diaspora brother who really like when he relocated to Cameroon, his obsession was really to. I mean, I don't want to use it as an obsession, but this idea of I have to be recognized in my kingdom. I
Mm-hmm.
have to have like a position of preferences, and I have to do this because well, I actually am an American, so and I have all these dollars with this purchasing power. So what are you going to do? So he was doing good, definitely. He was not in peripheral region, in the central, in the cities, and he was on top of that asking for this preferential treatment. Of course, he did not ask people to stand to carry on, so he did not go to those extremes. He will understand that as an African, as a brother, he knows what are the normal limits. But he was also asking this type of privileges, like this type of titles. Okay, so it is something that we understand, the titles are good. This is happening. It attracts investors, but we should avoid the deviances of the fantasies that are coming with it, no matter where we come from. And the worst case could even be like happening within Africa. So, for example, I'm Cameroonian. Let's say tomorrow I decide to go to Burundi and do something. I should not fall in the same trap to try to emulate these fantasies about Africa on my own body.
Mm.
Right. So,
That's
thank
a
you.
very good point because I feel like I'm also seeing that as well in terms of like, as you say, members from the diaspora, kind of coming to the continent and coming with this level of arrogance, like, I am from the UK, I am from America, I'm coming with this money, you must treat me with this level of respect. That arrogance that I think that it's not progressive
Mm-hmm.
for the continent. So I definitely agree with you. I think also that's translated here on YouTube with particular YouTubers, putting out certain content and that
Mm-hmm.
they still have a long way to go. They still have a lot to learn, and that's why I encourage the people that are viewing my channel that you need to come to the continent with the right attitude, if you want to get things done and if you really want to earn respect, because people really do see through that arrogance, and that can
Mm-hmm.
potentially get you into a lot of trouble because I've actually witnessed that myself on the continent, and where, a situation where a lady moves to the continent and she's just so arrogant and so nasty to the local people, and
Mm-hmm.
people see that and they don't respect her and they talk so badly of her. So we have to be very careful, like not to come with that level of arrogance and really come in a humbling manner, with a heart to really want to bring about change on the continent. So I definitely see that, and I feel like that was a valuable point that you've raised as well. Definitely.
Thank you for the opportunity to like speak here and share these ideas with the crowd audience.
Oh,
So
thank
like
you so much.
yeah,
Oh,
that
thank you so
that is
much.
the short thing I wanted
I
to
was just
share.
going to say, have you got any last points that you could think of before you go, um,
Oh.
regarding this topic? Because I think it's one of those things, there'll be different, we can't say like, oh, foreigners, get out of Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Foreigners will be coming. We need to obviously do business with them. We need to do the right business. We need to do a fair business. People are just concerned about, what's the word I'm looking for? What are their motives, and already, people are
Mm-hmm.
very like suspicious about China.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about, us doing the right negotiations and the right
I
business
agree.
deals that really benefit us as well. So I think that's what it's about. And you
And
know
people are right.
then again, on the continent, I also feel like I would say a lot of continental Africans sometimes show like a real big preference to
Mm-hmm.
Caucasians or the Chinese or
Mm-hmm.
the Asians. I've definitely witnessed that, and that is another sort of problem that needs to kind of be
Yes.
worked on. Is that I feel like they do kind of treat the white man or the Chinese as gods.
Mm-hmm.
From my experience being on the continent and like the various countries that I've traveled to, I can see that that is definitely an issue.
Yes, I agree. You said I have two things to say to react. You said something that was very important. We need to be wary of the foreign investment, and especially this Chinese foreign investment, but not especially them. But I
No.
say especially because lately we have seen this investment um, like break societies, not break societies, but harm societies that luckily were not in Africa and unluckily was still made a benchmark in the world. So Sri Lanka, for example, had this situation where they got a seaport and then they lost the seaport. Then they got money to build an airport which is not used. So this loan is totally useless. So the question, and you said that what was the real point? The point is really to negotiate the loan. If you guys are independent, if you are independent as you are claiming, and especially independent economic agents, you need to negotiate your contract smartly in a smart way. So
That's
you
right.
need to these things happen because these people took loans that they could not work on. A loan is something that is supposed to give you ways to realize something that is going to pay back more than the loan and within the time frame. So if you cannot negotiate this time and this spread, then you really don't know what you are doing. So you should restrict from that. But people are not restricting for that because especially like the second point that you said, like local government and local offices responsible for development, I really also have fantasies about the other parts of the world. So when they see a foreigner coming, of course they fantasize stuff that they don't know how it works. So for example, somebody comes to you and say that he's going to build a water treatment center. These people have no idea how a water treatment centers work. They don't understand um, the geology of it, the logistics of it, but they don't understand the science of it plainly. But because it is foreigners, these are Caucasians, white man, Asians man, they feel like, well, these people come from, I don't know, Shanghai, which is such a big city. I don't know, like London, which is such a big place. I don't know, like Paris. So these people often like there is this bias that they believe that these people will do as well here as they will do in their home countries, right?
Sorry. Yes. Your
So,
line.
hello.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yes, I think the local people, the local government in on the continent, and especially when they attract this direct investment from foreigners, they believe, especially if they are non-African foreigners, they believe that these people are once the best in what they are doing, that nobody can do it better than them, and that these people are going to do it in the best way as if it was in their own homes.
Mhm.
But this is not what is happening. These people are coming there to make a profit.
Exactly.
So they are going to do things with the lowest possible cost and to spread the price at the highest possible so that they can have the largest margin possible. And that creates problem. Like for example, you build a water plant and then the water plant is contaminating the water in the city, for
Mhm.
example, because like you trusted the wrong party. And the locals, the Africans, be it from the diaspora or outside, are not accepted, so they will not get this fund because they are not the local, they are not trusted. So that if you come there with your project at this medium level, let's say like again water plants, even if you have the credential, they will not trust you.
Mhm.
If there is another wide European, French company, Asian company, and whatever, right? Because like you have less experience, this experience thing. Where are we supposed to get experience if we are not given like
The
uh,
opportunities. Yeah.
opportunities? So just to conclude on that, like if you are a foreign direct investor and that you are African or from the continent or from the diaspora, because diasporas are also Africans, I suggest that really like you start very low. Like this is it reverberates with what I said last time that I was on the show about light manufacturing. Please start as low as you can because at least there is no competition for people who have like more experience, quote unquote, right? And there you can get yourself in hands. Like you can try your process, you can show your words. So for example, if instead of building like a large water water treatment plant for a city, you do it for just a block in the city. And then
Mhm.
people there can say now, oh, this is very good. Our water qualities has improved. Now the local now can say, hey, maybe it makes sense to listen to this person. Anyways, this is what you are totally right. Um, I agree with you. If we are independent guys, just to sum up, we need to be careful about the contract that we make with anybody. And there is a preference locally, I will not lie, for non-African companies. This is a total preference on there. I have
Yeah,
witnessed it.
definitely. I see it. I've witnessed it during my travels on to the continent, and
Mhm.
thinking, well, that's definitely problematic. But there's something I also wanted to say actually, because we're seeing, because you triggered this point in my mind. China is shifting a lot of its labor intensive work to
Mm-hmm.
Africa. And,
Mm-hmm.
in some ways, I'm like, yes, it creates jobs. But then I'm like, is this another form of slavery? Because we are actually seeing like housemaids in the Middle East, how they're treated. And, people are saying this is like modern day slavery. I put out a video
Mm-hmm.
today about a Ugandan young lady who did an interview with me, and that's what she says, that they're seriously overworked. So Arab people are, and so many others are taking advantage of our people. And yes, it creates jobs and livelihoods, but to whose detriment?
Mm-hmm. Yes, and about again, it is a matter of independent and countries. If you guys are independent countries, negotiate your situation. For example, the workers, the African workers that are being like almost treated as almost slaves in these Eastern Middle East countries is due to something called the kafala system.
Exactly.
So if you are a why in those countries there are embassies from their home countries. So for example, I'm from Cameroon. In Qatar, there will be a consulate of Cameroon there. So if you are in that country and that you have citizens who are bringing in, okay, they are not bringing in money, right? They are bringing in like their workforce. You need to negotiate a system in which does not which protects them, right? But again, this is not happening. I don't know. Maybe it's the rapport de force question. But I don't understand. But rapport de force, I don't know. Maybe it's a question of maybe you do, even if you want to negotiate the best contract, maybe you just don't have the leverage to do it, right? Maybe this is what is happening. I don't know the details, but this kafala
Yeah.
system is very hateful. We need to like refuse that this happens, and it has to come into the culture. People don't know this word. When you say to people kafala, for I did not know this system. For example, when they heard the name, I was like, it's even an ugly name, right? So what to like it needs to come into the culture and to be like ostracized, maybe through songs, maybe through videos, through shows like this, so that people will get awareness of what is happening there.
For me, it's just like that system. Basically, you're like, you give away your rights. They take your
Exactly.
passport as soon as you arrive in the country. A lot of young women and girls are treated horrendously, And I was so fortunate to get this interview with her, and she was saying she's from Uganda. I asked her, what are the governments doing? And she
Mhm.
doesn't feel supported at all. She said nothing. And people say like, our African governments, their hands are tied by, the Arabs or like the West and the Americas. And I'm just like, that's just not good enough. You can blatantly see how, our people are being treated, and you're just sitting back and allowing it just because maybe you're getting some money in your pocket through the back door. Like, what?
Actually, maybe the if it is corruption, of course it is bad.
Mm.
Corruption is another issue. Like money through the back doors is issues that it is very hard to understand how to this works. But I don't really understand it. I've tried to think about it hard, but not too much. So I don't have clues. But you're right. Government needs to, maybe it's a question of rapport de force. Maybe they just don't have the leverage to negotiate this. But we don't know. So we need to ask. And we need to ask it through all the ways that we can. Of course, in most of our countries, we cannot just run to the. I'm from Cameroon again. I cannot just run to the government and ask a question. This will not happen, right?
But that's why we have social media, because we're seeing some government institutions or government bodies actually tapping into social media, and they know
Exactly.
that people from the diaspora and continental Africans, we are speaking out and we are voicing our concerns. So
I
I
totally agree.
may just be the right direction for us.
It is. I believe it is. We have to people. These governors, these leaders, which are supposed to be leading and governing us, are really afraid of these social networks. They even cut this in time of real crisis in some people. So we have to bring these words in the popular culture. This kafala system has to be something that people understand. People know the name of it. We just hear things like, oh, there is slavery somewhere, but we don't put a word on it. I think Kafala system is really something that we need to be pushing as much as possible. But another thing is this is not. I want to say something which is um, this kafala system also had is its pendant. I don't know if that's the word.
Mhm.
It's equivalent when Asian people came to work in Europe after the Second World War.
Oh
So,
yes.
for example, if you go to South Korea, there is a lot of South Koreans that lived in Germany, for example, and were working in mines, and they were working in harsh situation to send money back home. The
Mhm.
difference between these two, so this can be seen as the same thing. Like now it is the Middle East that is like rising, and people followers are sending their workers there to get the
Okay.
currencies. However, these workers are not going where there is added value. The workers are going into home and cleaning homes and being exploited by, like, I don't know, like the worst possible things can happen there if, for example, you're a girl cleaning and the wife is not there and the husband is, I don't want to name ugly things that could happen. Meanwhile, these workers from South Korea who were in Germany, they were working in mines, but they were working in like it also had its dangers, like you will breathe dangerous chemicals, you will die but you will be working in a, you will see machines, you will see how wealth is created, right?
Mm.
This is the point. Like our work, this kafala system, on top of being of killing the workers, are not putting the workers in a situation where we create wealth. So these workers doesn't know at the end how to create wealth. Their practice
Exactly.
will not create wealth. It will not create more wealth. So which is more the same to like destroy the system, like to shame it on social media, bash it, make sure that it's entered the maximum culture that this is bullshit and that we don't want it. It
Mm.
has no benefit. I don't see the benefit of that at any
I
point of view.
think we have to raise our voices. We have to say enough is enough because, as I've said earlier, and many people we know the history, and you can see across the world how black people are being treated, whether that's in the Middle East, whether that's in Europe, whether that's in America. Or even though people are marching,
Mhm.
desperate, just we just want equality. Our lives matter. But even after all those demonstrations, you know black people are still being killed like in the most horrific ways, and it's just like, when will this stop? And so we're very, I think the black community, the people from the diaspora, the continental Africans, we're very, very concerned, and we're really standing up and saying like enough is enough. And as I said,
Mhm.
platforms are a means by which our voices can be heard. And that's why I really wanted to bring this topic. I know it's sort of trending, but I wanted to add to that arena, um, in order for change to happen.
Mhm. No, you're totally. I agree with you. Like, there is a saying, "What is the limit of exploitation? It is resistance." Like,
Exactly.
so the moment they, you will not be, nobody will stop exploiting. I mean, not nobody. Like, some people just, even animals, like stop exploiting people when they are full. Like if a leopard will not kill a kid if it has eaten enough chicken. Instead, it will play with kids. But there are some other um, creatures on earth who will not just stop, right? So if you're in face of somebody or some creature that will not just stop exploiting you, you have to resist. That's the only way to like start to make him stop. And resistance has to be something long that is steady and long term so that you can build a leverage. So, for example, if you are resisting somebody that is exploiting you and who base that he is exploiting you because he's giving you clean water, you have to voice it and then work on being able to produce your own source of clean water so that you can then and be ready to defend it because you will produce your source of clean water, you will not defend it, he will come and destroy it so that you are
Mm-hmm.
still dependent on him. So there are these three aspects. First, vocally you resist, then with work you produce alternative, and then you defend the alternative until the alternative are worth enough so that you can now have enough leverage to build nice deals. We don't want to isolate Africa. We don't want to isolate our countries. We
No,
don't
not
want
at
to
all.
say
Not
that
at all.
we can live on our own. We just want to be able to make deals as equals.
That's right. I heard what you said. Like we don't want to isolate Africa. No, it wouldn't really work like that. But as
Mhm,
you say, like we have to raise our voices. We have to create alternatives, and that's where people actually go into the continent and creating jobs. And
mhm. And we
we're
congratulate them.
ideas in terms of what solutions we can bring to the continent. And believe it or not, these people, our oppressors are aware of what's going on, and they're like, "Woo!" I believe that they're kind of like, they're really thinking a bit, but still kind of pushing the boundaries. But we're going to keep on pushing
Mhm.
until we get results,
Yes,
and I
it's the
think that's
rapport
what
de
it's all
force.
about.
It is the rapport de force. I agree with you. We have to keep pushing. They will pull, we push. They will pull, we push, and that's where how we make the boundary shift. Like you're saying, like it is a dynamic thing. It is not. We have to just be steady, steady, and witty. We have to have wit.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you, Renelle, with
Thank,
your
thank you for your
contribution.
platform.
That's been amazing. You've obviously addressed so many important points and just taken it into different dimensions and not just thinking tunnel vision. So I think that's great because I think often sometimes we just, something comes out and we're just outraged and we just tend to think like one way. But I think, you've been very diverse in your thinking, and hopefully, I think that's been even useful to me and also others who are watching and will watch this live stream when it's ended. So thank you so much. I really appreciate.
Thanks to you. Like I really like
Do come back.
discussing with
Do
you.
come back. You're welcome.
I will. I will.
Okay, you
Thank
take
you so
care.
much.
Yeah, take care. Bye. So that was Renell. He had some very valuable points discussing here in the live. If anybody would like to join the live stream, because we're about to round up now. So if you are interested to share your views on this particular topic about the Chinese man who was installed and became a chief in Ghana. Please do come and speak to us. If not, we will be rounding up shortly. I just want to remind every single one of you to please go ahead and give this stream a thumbs up. Go ahead and share. I am aiming to hit 2000K. I was aiming for that for my birthday on Friday, the 18th of September. I hope I can achieve that. But we're moving in the right direction, so I'm really really happy. The channel is growing, so I'm really really pleased about that. Again, please do go ahead and click on the link. Or if you have any questions, please do go ahead and ask them, type them in the comment section. Yeah, guys, it's been really interesting. As I said, I know so many different platforms and so many YouTubers have spoken on the topic. This particular topic. I know there was also a Nigerian guy also that was installed. Well, sorry, it's not in Nigeria. In Nigeria, a Chinese man was also installed. Sorry, and but I didn't know enough about that to bring it on the platform. I have been quite busy behind the scenes um, because I was supposed to bring this topic to a bit earlier, a couple of days ago, but lots and lots of things have been happening, and I just said, what, I'm going to address it. I'm going to make my contributions and also open the floor for anybody who wants to add something. So, guys, I'm going to round up. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate every single one of you again. Please, 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 if you haven't already, please give this a thumbs up, share it. Don't forget to share. And if you're new to the platform, please subscribe. We're a platform, we speak about Rwanda. I was in Rwanda, but now in the UK, I'm hoping to go back very shortly. We also address issues to do with the continent. We mainly want to focus on bringing solutions, because a lot of the times people just talk about the problems of Africa, but we're very much aware of the problem. So how can we bring solutions. Right now, there's a movement, a very powerful movement, where a lot of people from the diaspora are moving back to the continent, and there's a lot of excitement, but also people seem to be quite focused in terms of what they want to achieve. We all have a common goal. So we're seeing that unity and that unification, which is really powerful. And I hope that it will continue, and we'll begin to see the changes that we wish to see on the continent. So, guys, thank you guys so much, and I really appreciate all the love and support I've been getting from every single one of my subscribers. It really does mean a lot to me, and it really does encourage me to keep going with my platform. So thank you, and have a good evening. You take care. Bye.